Right at the beginning of the Sermon on the Mountain, Jesus gives us one of the most liberating statements, I think, in all of the New Testament. It's kind of difficult to see and maybe it's easy to overlook, but when you strip it down and see exactly what Jesus is saying, it is extremely liberating. He said, "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and say all kinds of evil things about you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven." That might not sound liberating at first, but let's think about what Jesus is saying. Jesus is saying, if people are criticizing you, if people are looking down on you, if people are even spreading rumors about you, and the source of that is you're just trying to do what I told you to do, well, then you're blessed. See, when you follow Jesus and you're doing your very best to do what he asks and go where he wants you to go and be the person he wants you to be and make decisions that he wants you to make, when you do that, there will be people that don't understand. And there will be people that don't agree. And what I have found is the people that don't understand and the people that don't agree, they can't just let it be. They have to say something. They have to do something. And in our world, that means you start a rumor or you post something on Facebook or you say something to somebody and it hurts you. And Jesus is saying, listen, when you are insulted or when people take shots at you because you're doing something for me, well, you're a blessed person. So when I consider that liberating is when I remember how important it is that I not live for the opinions of others. We live in a world where many of us are just crippled, or at the very least, our lives are complicated and crowded by being so consumed with how other people think of us. And I understand that. It's something I've struggled with for most of my life, is being very, very concerned about how certain people see me and how they think of me and what is their opinion of me and these decisions and what we're doing. And when I read this verse, I just realize not everybody's going to agree and not everybody's opinion should hold the same value. In fact, Paul, he took this whole concept a little bit further. He said in his book to the Galatian church, what I want is God's approval. Am I trying to be popular with people? If I were still trying to do that, I would not be a servant of Christ. Paul takes it even further and he says, look, if you want to follow Jesus, you're going to have to stop worrying about being popular with people. And the opposite is true. If your main goal in life is to be popular with people, then you really can't follow Jesus. That's a harsh statement, but it is very liberating to say to yourself, I live for an audience of one. I live my life and make decisions so that one person is happy, and that person is Jesus. I live my life, make my decisions, treat people, do the things that I do, work the way I work, as hard as I do, or treat people the way I do. I do that not to make people happy, not to be popular with my friends, but to make Jesus happy. It is so much simpler and so much easier to live for an audience of one than it is to live for an audience of 10 or 12 or 20 or 100 or 1,000. I hope you can simplify your life today by saying with Paul, I don't have time, I don't have the energy, and I don't have the will to live to be popular with people, but I can live to be popular with God. And when I do, people won't understand and they're going to hurl insults and they're going to disagree. But in the words of Jesus, that makes me blessed. I hope today that all of us who follow Jesus would value his opinion more than the opinion of anybody else in our lives today. Be blessed.